So, welcome to our show, Diamonds in the Rough. My name is David Flores. I am a commercial real estate investor based in Houston. I've been in the business 20 years and done 2 billion in transactions during that time. Today, our esteemed guest is Jason Atkinson. Jason, welcome to the show. Give us a quick summary of your role in commercial real estate.
Thank you, David. I appreciate it. Glad to be on. I am the president and founder of Gray Wolf Engineers, engineering consulting and surveying firm here in Greater Houston. And I've been doing this, I guess, around, full-time about 20 years, but I started in the business. This has been a family business first. I'm the sixth generation of my family to do this. And I started carrying the surveying bag when I was 13 years old.
Thanks. Appreciate that intro. And that leads right into my first question is, and I think you kind of started the answer, is how did you get into commercial real estate?
Yeah, so earlier in my career, I was doing more single family development. And but a lot of our development, our real estate developers leave pads out front and we do apartments and that sort of thing as part of master plan communities. And I really gravitated toward it. It's a very exciting business. It is moves fast, and on the engineering and development side, there are a lot of players, architects, obviously clients, the reviewers with the city and the county, and all of the wide variety of folks. Sometimes CenterPoint, we have a gas pipeline to deal with, TxDOT driveway, and a lot of moving parts, and there's never a dull day. And being a former NFL football player, I like high energy, I like passion, and so that's what I found in commercial real estate. So I've been in this market for quite a while. I built the Bury site development group here in Houston back when Bury was around. They're the largest firm in Austin at the time, and that really sealed the deal for me. And that's my career has headed that direction and never looked back.
That's great. Yeah, you've had a long career and long family history in the business. So people are going to do well to hire you for their engineering and surveying.
Sure.
What are you seeing out there in the market right now, considering where we are in this current period in world history?
So, that's a great question. There's a wide variety of news out about what COVID-19 is going to do to the overall national market, as well as Texas, as well as Greater Houston. And then you pile on the oil price and the oil war that's going on right now, and how that will affect the Greater Houston market. And there are a lot of people pretty scared, but this isn't the kind of thing that snuck up on us. I mean, I grew up in Houston. I lived through the 80s. I've lived through a lot of ups and downs in that business. And one of the key things right now that I decided with my group, it was a year and a half ago, I started strategically focusing on markets and for development where they would have good longevity no matter what the price of the oil was. So with the oil price the way it is, there's a lot of flight to value. And so apartments are an area we've really focused on. Lower income subdivisions, housing, and as well as schools. We're doing a lot of charter schools, and then distribution. We tend to call it industrial, but it's not. It's distribution. It's all for Amazon and the other folks that are doing more online purchasing and delivery. And so those markets have been really good for us and continue to be strong even through this challenge that we've had the last few months.
That's great. Well, glad to know that you've got a long view of the market and you're strategic in how you position your business. And man, that's the kind of person I want on my side when I'm doing a development. So that's where we are now. Where do you think we might be at the end of 2019, first quarter 2020? I'm in 2021.
So the remainder of 2020, again, for the areas that I'm focusing on, will continue to be strong. I doubt if we'll see there are segments within the commercial real estate market that office specifically, retail's a big question right now, that are going to be significantly challenged, and it's going to those markets are going to be challenging. The important thing, I think, for anyone in the commercial real estate industry is to remain flexible and play the ball. Wherever the ball goes, we've got to get there. And in order to stay in business and to stay strong in our business and excel, and a lot of the slower companies, the older companies, the larger companies, have a more challenging time chasing and manipulating, switching markets and switching where they focus. For civil engineers, it's relatively easy because what I tell people is my perfect kind of project is where it rains. If it rains on the site, that's exactly what I do. And my architect buddies don't like it when I say this, but man, you're just a rectangle on my page. I'm sorry. But at the end of the project, I'm taking pictures of the building. I'm not taking pictures of the underground storm sewer system. So
Right.
It is, our business can be fairly flexible, but I would say that's the big thing is follow it closely and know your market. Do a lot of economic research, follow what's going on.
Yep. Oh, that's great. Are there any maybe 2 or 3 market segments? I know you've kind of retrenched and re-strategized a year and a half ago. Are those same industries still the industries that you're focused on maybe for the next year or so?
They are. We are continuing to focus on apartments and the lower income or low price points subdivision work. And the distribution continues to be great. One of my partners is designing one of the biggest distribution centers that Houston has, and that continues to be very strong for us. These charter schools and the phenomenon that's happened with that, they're able to go in and target underperforming schools, and they would prefer to put their charter school right across the street from an underperforming school. And very competitive folks, and I think they've got a significant future in this market.
Well, that's great. Awesome insight from the civil engineering and surveying side of commercial real estate development. So, Jason, appreciate you coming on the show. And I always like to end the show with this. Jason, we all know it's a rough world out there in commercial real estate. So, Jason, I want to just let you know that you are a diamond in the rough. Thanks for being on the show, bud.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.